I'm Denis, and I'm a fellow researcher in the University of Tartu Narva College. I'm doing research in the field of natural language processing and psychology, so it's an interdisciplinary field.
Denis!
Hello, Moita. Welcome to Narva College. It's the University of Tartu Narva College, and it's a modern building.
It is very modern. I hadn't expected such modern architecture, to be honest.
Yes, it's actually built on top of the stock exchange that used to be here during the medieval times, but it was destroyed during the Second World War and wasn't restored. But yeah, like 10 years ago, the modern building was built. Yes, so welcome to Narva.
Will you show me around?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go. Yeah.
You said stock exchange,
yeah.
Cellars,
so
wine cellar?
So partly, so those walls, these are modern ones, right? So these are restored ones, but there are certain stones, as you can see, that are very old. So
our college actually is there in order to cater for the regional needs, but we get more and more students from all over Estonia as well as from abroad. We could be called a teacher training college because we do have a number of curricula that provide education for future teachers. Then we also have youth work because very often the formal education is stronger if there is some additional youth work element added to that. But during the recent years we also do have a much stronger need for IT people and entrepreneurs.
So here you see the Narva Castle, which I think from the 13th century stands here. So it was fully restored after the Second World War, but the roof was actually different. So it's not the original shape of the roof. There's also Ivangorod fortress. It's Russia already. Well, actually, it used to be the same city. Now there's a border, of course, between Russia and Estonia, but yeah.
Russia is just over there.
Yeah,
that's already Russia.
Yeah, 500 meters from here. Yeah, so there's a river between us.
Well, right now we are in Narva, the third largest city of Estonia. The current population is about 52,000 people. Most of them are Russian-speaking. About 98% at the moment of population of Narva are like native Russian-speaking people. Some of them even are Russian citizens. And right now we are next to the border, which is not actually the border between Russia and Estonia. We don't have the border agreements right here because Estonia doesn't think that this Russian town called Ivangorod, which is in Estonian actually Jaanilin, is owned by Russia. In the first Estonian Republic period, it was actually the territory of Estonia by the Tartu Peace Agreement. That's why even nowadays Estonia wants back our lands. That's why something we have in the middle of the river is not called like an official border. It is called like separation or a demarcation line. But still border control stations are working. On the bridge it's possible to see the people crossing the border. Nowadays it is possible to cross the border only as a pedestrian, so on foot. The bridge is closed for vehicles because of the decisions of Russian side who started rebuilding their border control station. Here in Narva we use three flags, Estonian, European Union and Narva flag. But here we see the flags of Estonia and European Union and also NATO flag. It is faced to Russia and we are showing that here is the border. Here is where NATO starts. That's why most of the locals feel themselves quite secure. Right now we are on the Peter Square near the border station, which leads to Russia. And the people here staying in Kauai to get to Russia because they have like friends, family members there, some business there. Well, about 10, maybe 20% of them are locals, Narva people. Most of them are people who are coming here from Finland, because Finland has closed all of their border stations connected with Russia. And for them, the nearest way to get to St. Petersburg, the big city with population more than 5 million of people, is to come through Narva.
So with all that complex history of Narva, so Estonians, Russians, Baltic Germans and many others, what is your identity today, Denis? What is your identity?
Well, I have not a very typical surname for a local. I am Björklund, which is actually incorrect but Swedish surname. But as for me, I identify myself as a Russian-speaking Estonian. It's quite interesting that for Estonians in other Estonia, we are like Russians. And for Russians who are living in like a couple of 100 meters on the other side of the river, we are Estonians. That's why if you are walking on our promenade and you can hear Russians from the other riverside something shouting to us, they are as a rule shouting in English. Narva is really unique town with the Russian-speaking population, but very loyal to Estonia population actually, because we should understand that people for more than 30 years had the opportunity to cross this bridge and get to Russia. But they are very loyal to Estonia. They choose every day to stay in Estonia.
They spend time here. And we also have most books we have here, they are like historical books. So here, one about Narva, so about the history of Narva.
And we see lots of Cyrillic, it's lots of Russian. You speak Russian as well, right?
Yes, that's my native language.
As well from
no, it's not partly, it's fully. I'm Russian speaking, but I also do speak Estonian and English here, because we use 3 languages very often in Estonia. I really like the math. In school, I do the research in the field I'm interested in, which is data science, which is more like math related, like more like programming related. So, and I usually apply my skills in the these days in the AI context. So I'm using like some ChatGPT, like it's called LLMs, large language models, for doing my research. Yeah, and it's in psychology.
Hi. Good to see you. Sorry for being late. It's a very busy day. But is this a good meeting point in front of the town hall?
Basically the town hall is a cultural place of Narva, and many young people come here to just talk and just meet each other. So it's really a great place.
You're a very active student. You lived within the region.
Yeah.
Are you happy to be in Narva? What do you think about the town?
I'm currently living in Narva for 7 months, so it's not been so long, but I lived in the region of Ida-Virumaa my whole life. And coming to Narva was a very sensitive topic for me, because when I was in middle school I thought, okay, I will never live in Narva. I hated this place because of all of the stereotypes. And now I'm living here and I'm feeling myself like really good. Just basically my identity of a Russian-speaking Estonian here is very much welcome and not hated by anyone. So living in Narva is somehow a therapeutic thing for me. Just basically experiencing my true self for the first time in my life.
So what were the stereotypes?
Basically, Estonia has many stereotypes about Russian-speaking people, and it's all because of the occupations, and Estonia has like a big culture of occupations by different countries, and so that's like not a great topic to talk about with them. And that is why many people who were born here during the Soviet Union still pretty much dislike Russian-speaking people. And when you live in an Estonian-speaking country and you speak Estonian with an accent, it's not very much good.
Tell me, what are the main issues for young people over here?
Basically the language barrier, because we have many youth and many young people who doesn't know Estonian very well, and that's because Estonia had a policy that many counties could have Russian-speaking schools. And so I was a student in one of those schools, and from the 1st to the 9th grade I was speaking only Russian, and I have had Estonian for like 5 times a week, but it wasn't enough to learn the language, and I learned it only because I could attend tutoring sessions 3 times a week. So basically it was very harsh. And in high school Estonian was the main language, and I struggled for the first year but quickly got into it, and now I have a C1 certificate, so I'm speaking Estonian not like a native, but I speak really great Estonian. And this is the second topic. Many young people struggle in Narva with just finding a job, because job requires a 4-year education and a 5-year practice time, but it doesn't have a language barrier, so you can attend it but they will reject you. Or the job doesn't require any practice or any education, but it requires a high level of knowing the language.
Russia.
Yes.
But you've been crossing borders a lot as well in your young life. You've been to the UK?
Yeah, I've been to many places. I used to live in many...
We can mention a bit of your background.
Yeah, so I used to participate in all kinds of youth exchanges during the school time, including, so we actually visited Slovenia once, Isola and Ljubljana, and other places. I don't remember the names, unfortunately. But also, yeah, after finishing the school, I moved first to the UK and then to Denmark. I worked and studied there, and also I spent 4 years in Russia after that. Then I came back to Estonia, and then I actually moved to the US and worked there as a software engineer, and then finally I returned here. So yeah.
But what made you stay at the end, and that you decided to come back to your region and work here?
There are many reasons for that, because now I can compare all these different places, and even with America. Many reasons. The first one is the ecology. I think it's very good here. The water is perfect. The air quality as well. Also the healthcare system, education, and so on. So it's very transparent here. Everything is digital. So there's this concept of e-governance in here. And well, after the bureaucracy I felt in other countries, this feels like heaven.
Because staying in Estonia is really great, the demographic. Many young people go away because of the Estonian language and how hard it is to learn, and basically moving to other European regions because they accept English speakers. And so I see myself, if I don't get any big job opportunities around Europe, because social and youth work are almost everywhere in Europe, and basically you get different opportunities to participate in Erasmus and other international programs. So if I don't get any big deals on my job site, I think I'll stay here, maybe even after Tallinn move here, because Narva is such a calm and good place, and in need of teachers, in need of social workers, in need of youth workers.
Because if you're young, then I think you must travel, you must see these places, you must get that experience. But when you're getting 30-something, when you have children, then it makes sense to come back and to share that experience, and to make an impact on your home town. So that's the reason I'm here. Thank you.
That's wonderful. We have a happy end actually of the story.
Okay.
This was perfect.
Okay.
Now now we're talking. Very nice. We'll use this for the end of the story. That was really nice.